Now this young lady, should I say, is definitely somebody that I watched from afar and been motivated by. Ever since she came home, she hit the bricks running 100 miles an hour. She been on her grizzly and been taking care of her business, so she's definitely an inspiring person we need to hear from. But I'm not gonna talk your head off. I prefer her to introduce herself as well as the young man sitting beside her. Or maybe he can introduce himself. But so what's your name and what do they call you in the streets?
But they call me Debo in the street.
Okay.
And I prefer to be called D now.
Right
you know.
on.
But D Mack is fine. You
All
know.
right.
This is my son, Aquarius Bo.
How y'all doing? My
Call
name
him
is
Bob.
Aquarius.
All right.
Call him Bob.
No doubt. Bop. So let me ask you, what did you go to prison for and what was your thought process the first day when you woke up and realized just how serious your situation was?
I got incarcerated for manslaughter. My first thought when I first woke up was that I couldn't believe where I was at. I still was in shock. I couldn't believe that I was where I was at. I wasn't at home.
So you was like just in a sense of awe. You
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on.
I didn't know what was going
Everything
on.
was kind of foggy and fuzzy.
Yeah.
I
And
dig
then
it.
it hit me when the magistrate brought the paperwork up to me. It hit me after that.
So how long did you sit in the county before you went on state?
19 months.
19 months.
Mm.
How was that?
It was hard because I was pregnant.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was pregnant when I got locked up. So, it was hard eating, trying to take care of myself because they take care of you, you don't take care of yourself.
Facts.
So it was hard. It wasn't easy. Then I had to get my baby up. I had to give it to my mom. So it wasn't easy because I was pregnant the whole time.
How much time did you end up doing?
Altogether, almost 9 years.
9 years.
Almost 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people in general in the public probably have a good understanding, or at least a perceptualized understanding of what it is for a man to do time, because it's kind of the common narrative. But what I don't think people have an understanding on is the dynamics that are involved with females doing time. So if you could you share with me just maybe some of the everyday occurrences or everyday interactions that you had while you were locked up, and what that looks like from a female perspective on a day-to-day basis in prison?
I was in a situation where I was still on, cause like when you get there, they separate you until you get used to the regular population. So they separate you and they call that spiral. So when they got like maybe 350 women in spiral before they let you go on the regular ground, which is made after 30 days. You know what I mean? Or if they see that you ready for your colors, which is the browns is spiral, the brown colors. But when you go on regular population, they put you in blue uniform or green. So one time, I was in spiral just before I was getting ready to leave. I heard a whole lot of commotion and stuff going on next door. Now, mind you, I watched the whole thing unfold. It was lights out and everything. I watched the guard I thought they was cleaning up because next door to me was segregation, right? I was in a regular pod, but next door was segregation, and you can go around there. You couldn't go around there, but that's where the guards go to put the ladies in segregation who was acting up, that was even in spiral. So one day, I saw the guard take some of the ladies out of there, black girls, and walk them down to where the broom room is, and then walk them back. And next thing you know, it was a whole lot of commotion and banging and this and that. I don't know what the hell is going on. What's all that noise? I didn't pay it think nothing of it. Come to find out later, the guard let them girls go down there and get them brooms down there and go in there into segregation and rape them girls with them brooms. It was a big, they had sued and everything because one of them can't have kids now, and because one of the loan sharks that was in there thought that one of the white girls had stole her money, and it was actually one of her own people's. So, you know, that's what happened. And to me, that let me know, just be on my P's and Q's with the guards and the inmates.
Right. Do you feel that there was like a certain point in your life that you can identify that kind of set the tone for you being in the position to make decisions that you regret or wish you could have done differently, per se?
Yes, I seen that in my life because I don't know. I just thought that I could do anything because I done tried shit and I done did shit, and I just felt like, I don't know, just felt like I couldn't get in no trouble because I never had got in trouble. Maybe. I think that's probably. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So when that situation happened, was that the first time you had been in trouble? Wow.
That's my first time ever getting in trouble. 24 years old.
Wow.
First time ever getting locked up.
So, Bob, when your mother was incarcerated, you were how old at that point?
3?
3?
Yeah.
So when did you start, at what age did you really start to feel the absence of her presence? I mean, obviously when you're young, you know something's wrong, your mom's not there, but then when you get a little bit older and you're able to kind of process everything, at what age did it really start kicking in for you?
I would say it was probably when she was about to get out. So it was like, I think about 8, 9.
7, 8, 9.
Really?
8, 9.
Around that point. Because at that point, you know what I'm saying, I'm obviously old enough to know that my mom not here. You know what I'm saying? We taking long trips my whole life just to go and see my mom. That ain't right. I'm supposed to be here.
So how was that for you as a mother? I mean, I can't even imagine, you know, how you process that from day to day. Obviously, you know you want to be here, you want to be in their lives physically. Obviously, you're there emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and otherwise. But just having to navigate the challenge of knowing that I got all these years in front of me, in the absence of being able to be with my kids every day. I mean, I just feel like women, I mean, I just feel like they carry a different kind of burden.
The hardest part was being away from them, touching them, smelling them, kissing them, loving on them, and telling them that I love them to their face. That was the hardest part for me. But what kept me going through that, and what I'm glad for, is that I put enough love in them before I went to prison. I put enough respect into them before I went to prison, so they knew who I am already. So when I went to prison, what kept me going was that I knew I had to be strong, because I knew that I was coming home one day. And I wanted them to know they still got a strong mom, and she still got a strong head on her shoulders. And I want them to see that and feel that. That's what kept me going through prison, is knowing that I'm coming home to them. I'm not coming to get my kids.
So what were some of the things that you done initially to better yourself when you got out, and what were some of the obstacles and challenges that you faced? I mean, of course, all of us face it who wear these scarlet letters, but everybody's situation sometimes looks different. So for you as a female coming home, you have aspirations, you know what I mean, to build back your relationship with your family and build yourself back up personally. But we all know with these felonies there comes, you know, a lot of hardships. So can you explain to us a little bit of the complications in your transition process, but also the victories that you enjoyed and the things that you did to get yourself on the good foot?
I kept myself working and in school. I can't stress that enough. Keeping yourself working and, you know, staying focused, it helps you stay focused on what needs to be done. And going to school keeps you extra focused on what needs to be done. And those are two things that I did, and those are two things I did in prison too. You know what I mean? That's what got me out of prison to the point where I was on work release. You know, so when I was on work release and from prison, I still kept that same job. I had kept that same job because I had
so what
home
you
release.
was doing at work release, you came home to that.
Yes, I came home to that, so they still kept me on with them. You know, so I still had a job when I came home from prison at the same place.
What were you doing?
I was cooking.
Okay, yeah, is that?
So
yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay.
I was cooking. Yeah, so I was
that.
a head chef at the Pancake House. And then after that, I just kept going to school, kept getting certificates, just kept studying, and that's what kept me. You gotta find your entry. You gotta find something that you like. You know, and I didn't really know that I could have a passion. That was something that I wasn't taught. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't taught that you could have a passion for something. What is passion? You don't, if you don't know what passion is, or you don't know something that you like, then how do you know to look for it?
Exactly.
So I started looking and searching. You know what I'm saying? See what it is that I like and what it is I want to do and what it is that's going to keep me with money in my pocket. And that was cooking. You know what I mean? But then I realized after that came to a stop too. It was like I got bored with it too because I was growing. You know what I mean? I wanted to grow even more. So I became a nail tech.
So what does that look like? Tell us about that. Tell us where you at, what you do.
Well, I'm at the Alpha Male Nail Salon.
Okay. Where that's at?
It's off of West WT Harris Boulevard.
We in Charlotte, y'all.
In Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find me on queend.com.
Okay.
And it's looking good. I'm a nail tech now, and I do nails for men only. I got a man cave, me and my partner, and it's just exclusively for men. And it's going good. And I see that's a passion that I like, doing nails. That's a passion. Now cooking, that was a job. You know what I mean? That was working for other people. That was a job. You know.
Indeed.
And I learned that. You know, out of
difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. You know. Yeah. You know, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. So Bob, what has it been like watching your mom ascend through these different levels of success and struggles and challenges, only to keep fighting and keep doing what she do? How has that process been for you as her son, watching her go through that?
Oh, it's been amazing. I ain't even gonna lie. Step by step, I've been here. You know what I'm saying? Been motivating her. As she accomplishing more, I'm happy and happier every day.
Yeah, y'all seen y'all got a real strong bond too.
We do. That's my boy.
No doubt. How's that kind of obligation holding on you, young man?
You only get one, bro.
Yeah.
You only get one.
I tell you, like the little big homie. So
yeah,
the young guy with big guy responsibilities. What do you feel was the determining factor that cemented your mindset that failure wasn't an option for you?
When I gave birth to my baby in prison.
Really? Tell us a little bit about that.
It was just a painful time. It was like, I don't ever want to go through that again. They took my baby from me, but I put myself in that position. So that was my realization that I don't never want to be in that position again.
What are some words of wisdom you can share with other young women who might be feeling the way you once did, or might find themselves in relationships or situationships or circumstances that could put them on a collision course with the culture of poor decision making? What is some advice you would give them, and what do you think is imperative for them seeking security and sustaining success instead of putting themselves in a situation where they could potentially get in trouble? I know that was a lot to unpack right there.
Yeah.
But just basically, if there's any insight or information from your experience specifically that you can pay forward, and if you had an opportunity for the new you to forewarn the old you when I say owed you, I only mean your situations were different. So if you could warn your prior self and that self take on the same manifestation of these young people that's lost now, what would be something that you would tell them to prevent them from making the wrong decisions that could find them, find them in a situation similar to what you endured?
Listen to your spirit man. The spirit man gonna talk to you and tell you when you're in a situation that you're not supposed to be in. Straight from the beginning. Don't let nobody turn you into something that you're not. Don't let nobody else's situation make you feel like you got to be put in that situation, or you got to put yourself in that situation with them. You don't have to.
No doubt. So, if I presented you the concept of remain resilient, tell me how you would define that, and what comes to your mind when you hear that in regards to trying to make a successful reentry back into society.
Remain resilient. Definition meaning
applied to you.
Focused, staying focused, and just keeping your eyes on the prize. And if you don't know what the prize is, make one. You know what I mean? You the prize. Put your eyes on yourself. You the prize. Make goals. You don't know what that is? Ask. If it's things that you don't know, you don't have to feel like you can't ask nobody. So like, I don't know everything. So I remain resilient by, if it's things I don't know, I reach out. So I can stay grounded and stay focused.
No doubt.
So I can stay learning. So I can stay teaching.
No doubt.
So I can stay, keep my wisdom in my head and not let it leave me. Because sometimes, you have things that leave you. If you don't practice it, you got to practice those things.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So, Bob, I'm pretty sure that we're more than certain that there's some guys or some gals out there right now who are experiencing the same thing you did in regards to kind of feel like you might have had to grow up a little fast, because now you're stepping into a man's role and you want to make sure that you're able to, be that additional support system or presence. So if you could tell any of these young guys who might be, or young women who might be enduring the struggle of their parents being incarcerated or away and they're still home trying to, do everything that they possibly can to keep things in order until, they receive their parents' presence again. If there was anything that you can tell them or any advice you could give them, what would it be?
Stay proactive.
Right on.
Like, stay busy. If you sitting there thinking on it, you're gonna be stuck thinking on it. So, like football, basketball, stay productive. That's the best thing I can say for it.
I'll tell you. Idle time is the devil's workshop. So
that's all. Go hit somebody, bro. Go, you know what I'm saying? Like the box, go box.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Find something productive. Keep your mind off of everything.
Positive.
Yeah.
Stay
positive. Stay positive.
No doubt, no doubt. So, is there any last words y'all want to leave the people?
Stay positive. Stay loved up.
Stay loved up, right?
With abundance, yes.
No doubt, no doubt. So I'm hoping when you get your manuscript together, because I know it's coming. Because trust me,
yes.
Today was really just an introduction to her testimony and her story.
Yeah.
I mean, if you knew everything she was willing to let you know, then you would be even more inspired than you are today, and I'm pretty sure you are today. But I say all that to say we're looking forward to that manuscript.
Yes.
Hopefully Remain Resilient Publishing will get first dibs on it.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all coming on today. That's it. Until next time, this is a Remain Resilient Publishing production. You can find us on all social media at Too Far to Fail, or you can visit us on writingreform.com. Peace, progress, and patience.
Yes.
God in his eyes and he shook his head. Said all that progress